We are scholars at Mott Hall Bridges Academy, which is located in Brownsville.
People think and say that Brownsville is a very bad and violent place. Mostly they exaggerate and make it seem better than it actually is.
My name is Ethan Castro. We are making this documentary so we can show the positive side of Brownsville because everybody on the news are always talking about the bad side of Brownsville.
We're also doing this documentary to show that there is more than one story to Brownsville.
What does Brownsville mean to you?
What does Brownsville mean to you?
Brownsville to me means excellence.
Brownsville means to me a community of people that are special and knowledgeable and that are brilliant.
Brownsville means to me a home, a place where everybody is at, a place where it's cool,
Summer days with my friends and peeps in school and fun.
Brownsville is diverse.
You get to meet different people, different scholars from different parts of Brooklyn, and not everyone is from Brownsville.
I mean, Brownsville is a place that I believe in. I spent time here in Brownsville as a youngster.
Brownsville is a neighborhood in Brooklyn where communities come together to work with one another and strive to be the best.
My experience, I've actually been in Brownsville for a long time in terms of my old church was not too far from here. It's actually on Saratoga, between Eastern Parkway and St. Mark's, or St. John's, I should say. And when I was younger, I used to go to church every Sunday. I used to be in this neighborhood. There used to be a pet shop right there on Pickens in Saratoga that I used to go to and try to buy fish and stuff like that. And I have family that live around here, so I've always been in the neighborhood even though I don't live here directly.
Hi, my name is Christina. What is your name?
Principal Lopez.
How long have you been living here?
So I don't necessarily live in Brownsville, but I have been the founding principal since 2010. My experience personally have been a good experience. I can't tell you that I've had a bad experience here since I've been working here.
Before I started in Brownsville, I did a little research, and there are a lot of negative images of Brownsville on the internet. Like, even if you just do an internet search, a lot of it's negative. But that hasn't been my experience at all. You know, especially the students were extremely welcoming to me when I first started. The staff was as well, so I haven't had a negative experience of Brownsville.
It's been a really amazing experience, especially being in a place where oftentimes the community hasn't been seen as being as brilliant as I know my scholars and the people who live here are. I've had a really great journey thus far.
I feel safe in Brownsville, especially being around schools and knowing that there are children who are here that want to get educated and that want to learn. Yes.
Do you feel safe in Brownsville?
I do. I kind of grew up in Brownsville because I've been going to church around here on Sutter since I was born.
When I was 16, I lived in the shelter over there on Amboy. My family had a fire and we had to live in the shelter. I was kind of afraid at times when I was a young girl because I had come across some incidents that had happened, which when I came back as an adult, it made me feel like, oh, I'm going back to Brownsville and there was trouble there. But now that I work here, I find that it's not that bad. You know, it's a community that need help. And with me being here and the rest of us, we can actually make Brownsville a better place.
People tend to remember the bad. You can do a million good things, but if you do one bad thing, that's what sticks with you.
Negativity sells. It's a way of selling newspapers. It's a way of sensationalizing aspects that make other people feel better about themselves. It's almost like when you think about Ratchet TV, no one really pays attention to the good side of the stories. They want to pay attention to the negative.
They say a lot of negative things based off of media and not living in Brownsville. There's so much negative things to say about it, but actually living here and being a part of the community is a bunch of great and positive things about Brownsville.
If you're speaking about trouble, you know, as far as youngsters getting into a lot of trouble and stuff like that, that's going to happen anywhere. It's not just Brownsville. And I think that's the problem. A lot of people stigmatize Brownsville for the things that happen illegally here. But a lot of things happen in other places, not just Brownsville. I think they focus more on Brownsville because of the history that comes behind Brownsville.
But if you really dig in deep and you see the resilience, if you see the beauty in the children, if you see the brilliance in those individuals like yourself who are here in Brownsville, you know, you can unearth that even when there isn't the most positive aspects available, you can create something out of nothing. But nobody really knows the big picture of Brownsville and how great it really is.
In Brownsville, there's a pool, there's all type of libraries here and historical buildings here. And I think that sometimes, you know, the news and the media give Brownsville such a bad rap that people don't really see the gems that are really here, the treasures that are really here in the neighborhood that you can take advantage of and use to your advantage. I think the positive side is that there's a lot of history here. If you really understand the history of Brownsville, why this neighborhood was created, all the artifacts and the historical buildings and just the people, the culture, I think those are the positive things. Like when the community comes together to have Old Timers Day, when they have Jacko Day for him, Greg Jacko, I think you have strong people or influences in the community that make it great.
The positive side of Brownsville is MHBA, Mott Hall. Yes, right.
For me, the most positive side are my scholars. And just children in general. I just think that you all are truly the future. You all have all of the potential. When you learn, you do phenomenal things, and you build a self-confidence that says that you can indeed take over the world. So I think that's the most positive thing that I can speak about and be proud about.
If we can focus on what's good in Brownsville, like Mott Hall, Brownsville would be a better place.
Young people just right now, their generation is very tech savvy. They know a lot about like social media, they know a lot about how to use technology. So I think that having that knowledge and turning it into an actual strength and a power would really benefit them and benefit the Brownsville community, because then they can turn their passion for their technology and their passion for social media into something positive and make it one of their strengths.
I always say my goal is simple. I want my scholars to know that they can take over the world. I truly believe that. I want you to know that you have value in this world. I want you to know that you are exceptional. I want you to know that through education, greatness can be attained. I want you to know that your legacy has already been set because you come from kings and queens. And I want you to know that you can be confident, beautiful, and exceptional to the rule, but you have to believe in it first. And those are the things I want from my scholars.
One last thing. If you had a chance to improve Brownsville, what would it be in life?
one thing I would say I would love to improve in Brownsville is I think that there's already a sense of pride that's here that's undeniable. But what hasn't changed is the narrative. And if people understood the power that they have, and they understood that when you have a model that says never ran, never will, that you're willing to fight for that. And so I want people to fight to be recognized for being great. I want people to fight to recognize that there are children here who deserve to be respected, who deserve a safe place to live. And that equity, which makes everyone equal, needs to be established here.
The educators here at Mott Hall Bridges Academy provide us with a positive learning environment, and Principal Lopez's commitment to excellence inspires us to make Brownsville a better place.